Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Creeper World 4. That is right, we are back heading in the colony section yet again for another PAC map. That's right, we are going to do Impact 1, which is a hybrid PAC map, which is kind of cool. I'm very much a fan of that, really. I mean, it has elements of both LPAC and PAC mechanics. Impact 1, a hibernating creeper queen has crashed into an inhabited world. Creep out of your crater and devour this world's biomass. So we are supposed to creep out. Just saying that is important to note for how we're going to play through the map first. We will be doing this map twice. So we will be doing this twice. First, in what might be a series of maps centered around overwhelming the autopilot AI. This is the AI. I believe that is pretty aggressive, so I'm pretty excited for that. Your main weapons are the usual PAC units. To gain urns, you must destroy urn power objects. Killing urn units or the urn portal will not gain you any urns. So we only get power from the power units. That's a thing. And they remain under human control, so I'm assuming they will move to the back lines as we go. We can boost pre-existing creeper units using the Queen's boost power under structures. The first boost is available after 2 minutes. After that, a boost is added every minute. So we don't get boosts very often whatsoever. So we do have boosts, we don't get them very often. Kinda. We will be cheating the system in our second playthrough, of course, but that's why this has a little bit of a broken tag on it. Just a wee little broken tag. And that is quite alright. So as we can see, we are starting with an emitter and a spore launcher, and it is a very long map. I mean, this is quite the width on it, you know. Not very girthy, quite wide, you know, feels pretty good though. Anyway, I would think at least. I don't know. But there we go. We do have an emitter down there. We have an emitter up here. We have an emitter over here and an emitter over here. Now, I don't know. I mean, these emitters would be nice just to hold. I don't think we would use any of our boosts. I think we're going to use our boosts that we get every minute after 2 minutes. So we really... It's not going to be a lot of boosts, I think. We're going to save them for this emitter back here, or maybe the spore launcher. But most likely the front emitter, just to really start pounding things down, because there's going to be some AC breeding. We can see all of these sprayers coming out. We can't select anything, which is good. That is always a good thing, but I'm assuming we're going to get some AC in our face. So, you know, AC happens. Other than that, standard affair. You know, we have only power here, some power here, you know, a couple bits of power sprinkled throughout, but not that much, really. I mean, if you think about it, you know, just the urn port should be 6, which is most of the power on the map, right? That's all the power up to this point, and there's a 7th right there. Oh, I guess that's 8. Oh my god, there's 9. Oh my god. It's such a... It happens. Counting. Let's get going, though. See how things go. Here we go. We're already starting, and we are breeding right off the rip. The spore launcher does take 4 minutes to power up, so it is going to take some time. And yeah, we're just gonna want to, as they said, creep out of our inner crevasse here. So let's get that creep train going. We do have lures, you know, standard affair for PAC, and then again we have mesh and crimson and things like that. And of course, boosts that we will get after 2 minutes, according to the map. Maybe not in our second playthrough. We'll see what we can do with some boosts in the future. Surprise, surprise. It's fun. It's definitely fun. I just toyed around with it a little bit. So had a good old time. So let's get going. We want to make our creep appear or generate as frontline as possible. We could be using field gens and things. I think just the natural spread of the creep will be enough, though. Just getting it moving that way. As long as we keep moving our emitters up, it will be fine. So we are doing the emission push ourselves, and it works. It works. It gets the job done. Now we need to get over the hump, of course, and they are already starting to build up, but they are in quite the deficito already. So. That's good for us. It's good for us. I'm happy that they're in a deficit. Looking forward to that. But you know, it's not perfect. We have a lot of ground to make. Hopefully we can make it to sort of down here before they build up any real defenses. As we can see, the buildings are coming, but again, the deficit is still there, but it's dropping. That deficit is a dropping quite quick. So, you know, will we make it in time? Probably not. But we'll get pretty close, and pretty close is enough to start our assault, and assaulting is... Oh, can I not select multiple? I swore I could. I must have just misclicked. or double-clicked one. That was my fault. The good old double-click. We're already increasing our cap fairly well. Not, it's not too terrible for us at the current moment, but we're also approaching. And as we can see, it is building things up, so they are going to get a shield. So it begins, right? So it begins. Now, of course, we do have the advantage of just being awesome. The creep is pretty awesome, and we're gonna start, of course, with some Crimson, but we're also gonna go around them a little bit. Make sure we can get some surround on. So while they're shooting over here, because this is producing the creep, we'll be able to do a little bit of surround action. With that surrounding, we'll be able to put down an emitter basically right next to them, get a field gen in there, and hopefully just blow this away. That's kind of my goal. Get some creep while they're shooting other areas, toss down an emitter in their face, like so, and then toss down just a field gen right behind it. And yeah, we should be pretty solid on this shield. And that'll also give us 2 more power, which is pretty amazing. Field gen, go that way, please. I clicked with an explosion and didn't register the click. It happens, but there we go. That is the first base destroyed. Again, we're already at 2.7 of 15, so our creeper limit, not the best. One thing that kind of sucks, I do wish this was viable, but if there is a starter emitter, try and leave a little bit of a way out for you to mesh out of it, because, it's kind of annoying having to keep your limited power on mesh, for instance. Realistically, I guess I can just start meshing it up. We'll mesh up all around this because this is our big generator every 30 seconds. We'll mesh to the corners. We'll do a line down. I was really pushing to go forward, so I didn't necessarily want to mesh yet, but now we're at the shields. Don't really need as much now. So let's destroy basically everything we have. The creep is there, so let's toss down some Crimson. Just a couple of those, and we'll toss down some emitters on the mesh line. That way that will start filling in. And once it's filled in, we can move our emitters, of course. And also we'll toss down some emission, too, right? So, where do we want our emission? It's looking like, we want some emission and pushing, right? So, mission front, front is probably not the best, but it should be pretty decent. This should also get us some pushing, and maybe we'll alter where that Crimson is if this starts to convert. It has been 4 minutes now, so that's technically good news for us, but as we can see, the mesh is starting to fill in, which is good, so we'll get our creep to the front lines. And we are getting boosts now. We are up to 3 boosts, so we can boost back here. Oh, we even have eggs, which is nice. Let's start with this spore launcher. Let's get some of those out. Get it up a little bit. It's up to 5 now. I think that's only going up by 1, so it's not the strongest. But with the power of the emitter and the field gem, we are starting to knock down this wall. And if we can get this wall down, I'll feel pretty happy. I do want to move some things up, so we can destroy that. Move this over here, which will be quite good, right on the edge, which is even better because it's getting an egg right involved. And this is definitely going to punch through. So we have our punch through to sort of take them out, as it were. And there's nothing that they can do about it. Although over here they are starting to fight. So, that's the danger zone. But the creep is coming. The mesh is leading its way. And I guess we should mesh over to the side that we care about, right? So around here, maybe we'll do something like that. Get it to here. That'll be pretty nice. And I guess we'll just branch out over here for the future. Yeah, it seems pretty good for the meshing. Do we want something to catch anything in the middle? I think we're kind of okay. Shouldn't be too bad. And there we go. This will fill in the mesh. We should be breaking through any second. We can do it. Come on. It's so thin. But yeah, we'll break on through. With these, I'm hoping we can pop them manually. There is no pop all button. This was made before pop all. Of course, the emitters are in the way of... Oh, there we go. Yes, we can pop them with our little clicks, so that is glorious. So we're going to have a big stockpile back here, and we will definitely be able to get some good popping, I think. So that's... does this change the time at all? It'll be at 140 in about a second. Okay, so it does shrink the time that it takes to cast with every upgrade, so that's very good news. I'm a big old fan of that. And there we go. We have the breakthrough. We're coming in the side. There's nothing that they can do to stop this right here. Way too much. Although they are making progress here, we're just going to wrap around, cut them off, and yeah, they're going to be in some big trouble. You know, we're giving up a little bit of ground on one side. We're actually going to reclaim some power, and that's going to allow us to really start to do some decimation over here, though. And yeah, that's just good news for us involved. Plus, by getting rid of the field gen, that's just going to allow this to spread out. And oh, we even just pushed through right through the middle with the mesh. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous days. I have to say, I am quite the fan. Now we do have to make sure our mesh does stay. That is the big key. I don't want our mesh to be lost because it's so easy just to be like, yeah, we're done here. Let's get rid of our mesh, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh no. I removed all of my emitters and all of my mesh died, and I either have to rebuild it or have some pretty awkward talks with myself, as it were. So there we go. Let's get some of these. Let's grab another Crimson, and let's start pushing this way. The Crimson itself will push very, very nicely. Ideally, we'll get to there. And you know what? Why not? We'll toss down another field jet just to push in that direction. Sounds pretty... This explosion shake. It happens. Just push there. Once we take out that, this whole area dies off, and it's like they didn't do anything at all. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. All of these are going to be amazing. I might save them for Creeper Cap, because then we'll be able to pop them. Hopefully they all get sucked into the mesh and launched to the front, in essence. We'll toss another one of those. We're up to 8 in a minute and change, which is not too terrible. Not the most right now, but it's passable. We even gain. Ooh, we're gaining more power from the power nodes. Incredibly. And yeah, I mean, I think we have a very, very solid operation on our hands. Again, this is go number 1. Number 2 will be very, very, very different. Honestly, I would hope that we would win the map by this point, just to say how different it will go. No surprise there, I hope. I'm sure you have seen what's going to happen, but let me know what you think. What you think we're going to do. There are quite a few options after all, and there we go. We have taken this out. Oh, did they put an MRF down there? They did right there. Those jerks. That's perfectly fine. Them having an MRF down there actually I prefer, because if they just sort of mess around over here while we take all of this, because they're using forces to push this back, it's actually kind of nice. So I am actually quite okay with that. It's not like they can cut us off or anything like that. So, I mean, I guess they could if they cut this off. But I'm really, really not worried. I need to definitely move my Crimsons, though. We need to move something over here. Is this all of our power? It's not like that. What am I missing? Well, definitely I'm missing some more mesh, right? We want to keep our mesh up the middle, keep the mesh up the side. Be quite nice for us. And who is on the mesh? Ooh, you are no longer needed back there. I mean, maybe you are, kind of. Just toss you right there. Keep that area. Keep it secret, keep it safe, keep it meshed. It'll all be good. Keep the mesh going there. Ooh, they are pushing this back, though. So the question is, do we want to take over the sides? And the answer is yes. I would like to go for the sides next, because sides contain power. Power is good. So that's kind of the direction that I'm headed. So we're going to fill this up, and then we're going to push into this side. This side, I mean, I guess I did want to take it over, but I do think taking out more power, more good, right? That's the nature of the world. So let's just push our Crimson on up over there, because we want the power. Plus to turn off the urn port, which will drastically cut down on their capabilities, right? It will take out their increased fire range and fire rate, which is actually just substantial for us. Them not having fire range and fire rate is basically going to alter the map. Now, can they nullify? Because these aren't doing so hot, And I don't really care about them. I care about this side, and then we can easily push over with the might of our power. So, I guess so long as we're okay there. Again, we have you in the mesh, so we don't even need... Where's the one back here? It was this one. We don't need this one any longer, which is good for us. And we can even... Oh yeah, we can toss an emitter right up front. That's what we want to see. And this Crimson, of course, has to be altered. So let's do some of that Crimson alteration. I do want it, like, right up front, but I think a little bit further back is going to be fine, too, so it gets pushed with this creep. Yeah. They do have nullification, but we can destroy if it's nullified, which is actually incredibly good news. So that is always a worry. If they nullify, do you get your power back? And in this mode, yes, you do. This is still holding nicely. Maybe we should start to consider pushing back, or at least reinforcing this this zone a bit. So maybe we'll do some of this. These two. We shouldn't really need this pushing any longer, although we'll leave it for now. And we will change to a new crimson on this side to sort of protect our backside. They are hitting us, but again, we have the singular goal at the moment of getting through the shield, which we are almost through. Once we take out these cannons, there is some creep there, AC there, but that AC is not a threat really. How are we doing in terms of launching? 20, 13, 3, there we go, take them off like 5 seconds, 11. And you know what, our creep is getting lower, so maybe we will start doing some egg pops. Just to sort of fill up the map. But again, they're still just holding here, and that's kind of where I'm okay. Oh my gosh, look at that wall. Oh, come on, shit. How is that shield not broken down already? That's what I want to know. There we go. Creep, moving on in. Getting our power. Freeing our friend, even. Which we can actually upgrade these. I did say I don't really see a point to them, and I still really don't. But at the same time... it's kind of nice, and honestly, I will say, the amount of creep in these eggs, I kind of want to just plop down like an egg gen, like right here, right? Once we get 1 power, I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to get our power very, very soon. Their port is fading fast. There is the port. We gained the power. I'm just going to toss an egg gen here. Ooh. They do have a spore launcher in place, which is problematic. But that's fine, because now we no longer need this, and we gained our power, which is amazing. That's all we really wanted. We now have the capability to truly fight the enemy. So let's reestablish ourselves on this side. We're going to reestablish a little bit further back, because we no longer need this area. We've taken our power. We're going to take the second power right away. And I do think I deleted an emitter on... There we go. So is that egg destroyed? No, that egg is actually surviving. Perfect. That is exactly what we want to see. I'm going to grab plenty of creep, because we have 8 frickin' power. So let's just grab a whole butt ton of it. And again, if we can maintain these eggs, that's going to be immense for us. So let's see. If we do something along these lines... Is that all? That is all the power. Maybe I don't want to use all of it, but a fair bit of it. We do have 2 on the mesh, so we don't need Q. And now we can move on back to our field gen. And we can push out and start to destroy, hopefully. Maybe we'll grab you and just... It's a little bit further back than I would like, but with this push, we should be good now to actually start to handle their forces. We gained the power. This is now on permanently, which is nice. And this, actually, if we mesh up to there, I don't really want to mesh up to there. But this will keep our mesh up permanently, so we can now leave the sanctity of mesh. Again, look at this. I mean, didn't even do anything over here, and this is now just winning. So they did just change their force position, and this Crimsonation has now basically taken things back over. So they made the executive decision to change their plan, and it clearly didn't work too well for them. Oh wow, they get the ability to rain. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, an AI that can rain. Oh, that's nice. I do like seeing when the AI can do things that I'm not saying they can't normally do, but it's very rare if these eggs in space. That's because I put it so close to the edge. That's the problem. So you know, we're gonna destroy you. We're gonna repurpose you. We're gonna repurpose you over here, and you're gonna be our pop all eggs, of course. But look at this. I mean, look at how much space we've gained. I mean, once we put our mind to actually pushing this side, it's all just going down. No problems at all. Just so much movement, so much gains. And basically, because we did it this way, we're actually able to make it to their shield with relative ease, which is actually kind of nice. So let's destroy you. Let's put our crimsons. We don't need this. This back crimson can finally go, but it served its purpose so very well. And yeah, we now have 5 power. I'm going to use the 5 power to assault this side, while this can assault the main base, although we will toss at least 1 crimson there. We'll do something along this line, where we'll have you. We'll toss down a crimson right there, and hopefully be able to keep the pressure going. Although field gen, I want it like right here, but we can't do it there, unfortunately. So step 1, that cannon, very, very annoying. Get out of here. Let's destroy your power source. Step 2, let's start pushing it this way. That cannon should lose its power, should lose everything, and should then die. It's kind of awkward positioning, but I think we can get another emitter much closer. Let's see. Can you allow me an emitter right here? No? It's too small of an area? Okay, that's fine. Thankfully, we got this emitter now, which is quite good. Again, our wall, we are making pressure, putting pressure on the entirety of the wall, and that's the big key. Once this wall falls, that's when I'm going to pop all of my eggs. So we do have all the eggs down here, and even you, get out of here. The main reason I want to pop those is just so it evaporates from the edge. I'd rather not have creep in space, although, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm assuming we can mesh in space. We can. I don't want to mesh in space. There's no reason to. But, I mean, we could mesh over here if we had controllable eggs. That'd be kind of cool. But without controllable eggs, it's just, you know, not really useful. The shield should be going down soon, which is very, very good. We are pressing up against this, which will get us more power, which is even better. And I guess we have 4 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Every minute, not very, very frequent in terms of how often we're going to get this power. So, but we're at 4.5 generation right now, which is pretty solid. Again, shields are going down. Let's see, can we get the creep more evened out? It's an awkward place for the field gen, but you can see it is working pretty nicely. Don't want it to lose the corner, so maybe I will keep it a little bit more over there for the corner. But it does look like we have broken through, so let's do some eggs. I mean, the eggs are really coming out, so let's just pop them all. We're at what? 300k right now. Let's pop all of our eggs. Immediately gained to 560k. Have all that flowing from the backside too. All of this is gonna just hopefully incorporate into the mesh and flow. That's all I want to see. Just get into that mesh, get your butt up there, and let's move this on up too. So we should have just a tremendous wave to take out this AC. We do have a few rows of AC, of course, and we are, I mean, how are they doing in terms of snipers? They do have a few. So, not too much, especially once we get some more power. Maybe we'll start making use of skimmers and things, which will be quite nice. We should get this power pretty easily. Again, this should just fall to the might that is coming to them. And that's going to give us this emitter, which will hold this area for us. Although, that rain is just doing work. So, can we toss it there? Oh, yeah, we did. I got it in there. So we have an emitter in there as well, just to help out with that one, which is pretty fantastic, if you ask me. Yeah, push it on. Let's see. Yeah, this is just working its way across. I think we can shift our emitters, but more importantly, I think we can shift our crimsons. I think this is so deep. We just want this to be, you know, a big pink wave. That's more important than anything else because they're trying to shoot us. There is some AC there, but it's not that big of a deal. The biggest deal is anything shooting, right? Any mortar, it hits pretty hard, but not any longer. And we now are going to control a nice breeding zone for us too. So glorious, glorious days. All of our emitters can go. Perfect. We're handling things quite nicely. You know, just for symmetry purposes. I don't really care, but just for symmetry purposes, I'm going to do that. It is good to see there's an urn here. It means it's not going to fly all the way to the back and just empower things back there, which map makers can do at the start of a map, but they can't do as the map progresses, so that is technically very good news for us. Just throwing that out there. We'll also make this just the big connection. Straight lines. I always do like V's and things. I'm just going to do a straight line right now. Personally prefer the V, but you know. We also gained a front line emitter. And our creep is at 9.5, which is pretty high. So, you know, emission is not going to be perfect all the time, but for now, it seems like it's pretty good. Where is all my power? All my power is still in the Crimson Nations, of course. So we need to shift our Crimsons. Get out of here, Crimsonators. 8. I had 8 down. Holy moly. But look at the pressure that they're putting. I mean, they were putting up such a defense, and then I think they're building too close to the front line now, so once they move back here, they'll probably be putting up another defense, but for now, I think we just have just the overwhelming flow. That there's just nothing that they can do. And we're gonna just put some emitters right on their front door so we can really build up. And I guess we should put down the Crimson closer to the front door as well again. It was like on the edge, now it's on the front. I was gonna go to skimmers and things, but there really just aren't that many units that need skimming or blobbing. I mean, we could go for the base, but blobs going for the base wouldn't make it with like 7 or so. There's too many snipers that would be able to hit the center, and we wouldn't be able to make it to the base. So just a couple of sprayers. I don't really care to blob or skim. It's just not worth it. So yeah, we're just gonna keep it going. We're at 10.2 now, so you know, next step, let's set up for another egg wave. How about that? That sounds pretty good, right? So what is that? Maybe we'll do the triple threat. Oh, that was mesh. I don't need mesh there. Don't need you. So let's grab our 3 power. Let's grab our mesh, and we're gonna just do a little bit of a nub there. That's perfectly fine, and a little bit of nub there. That's what we want to see. And then we're gonna place down 3 egg gens. So 1. I'm trying to put them away from the edge. That's why I made those little nubs, because I do not want them to be directly on the. Oh, they're close enough to be shot. Well, you know what? We'll get up there. And honestly, I think we're producing eggs faster than they can kill them because of the energy transfer rate, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we're getting stuck in there already. Not too bad. Just gonna take this down, I think. So yeah, I mean we control everything so very well, and yeah, the mesh over there. I mean, this is much higher than I was expecting it to be, so maybe it is actually flowing out of there, which would be kind of nice. And yeah, just the front line is just so. Oh, there we've already pushed through. We've already pushed through, and the AC. Yeah, the AC is doing some stuff, but it just can't handle it. So thankfully, they're moving some units back, but don't think it's gonna do very, very much. One thing I do really like about this map too is this is a 0.5 after. Well, it's a 0.5. It's 1 with the urn port. Same thing with this. But each side was a little set outcropping, so they were basically having like 5 generation, which is not terrible. It's not incredible. 6 are right up. But you're able to take that out, and they still have some, but very, very limited, right? Very limited. So I really, really like that. We could actually swap to spores because their red on is so limited. We could definitely overwhelm them in spores too. At this point, that would be quite the viable option. You know what? Let's just toss down 4 upgrades. Sound pretty good to me. Boop boop boop. You know, why not? It's not gonna hurt. And yep, next step, move on to the next wall. I guess we'll pop eggs at this wall? I mean, I wasn't sure. I don't know when to pop the eggs now. I mean, there's so few problems that we're having right now, to put it lightly. I mean, things are just so in our control that it really doesn't seem to matter at this point when we pop. Oh, I can't put it anywhere there. That's interesting. That's fine. I'll just toss them down in between and the end, and that should be fine. So as you can see there, still trying to put up a defense, but there's, I mean, what do they have going for them, right? I mean, we have so much generation, and we're gonna have another wave coming. So we're up to what? We're up to 400 eggs. Holy! I don't even know if I want to pop this many eggs because that's just gonna instantly kill our creep generation. I'll pop them once we get to this wall. I think once we get to this wall, I'll pop them. Just because I don't want it to sort of bounce back, and us to have no generation to actually get over this wall once we get there. But here are the spores. It looks like it might be random, or that's the thing. It is not random because they're all landing over here. I don't know how one targeted down there though. So that is an interesting thought. Ooh, we even landed right on their base. Good on you. But yeah, they can't even shoot down the spores, so kind of sucks for them. Ooh, they actually pushed back a wee little bit too. And you know what? We have so many eggs. Let's destroy you. Let's destroy you. And let's, you know, I guess get some field gens, because we definitely need... Oh, the AC started to push back. That's what it is. And you know what? Maybe we will pop for this one, because they did put up quite a defense. I was not actually expecting it. I guess all the Crimson did essentially die off. That was the problem, because I did shift them. What I need to do is actually move these emitters back, put my Crimson in front of them, and that would be the effective way to do it. And I was just a little lazy at the time, so I didn't want to move my emission, but it does make sense. Oh, that field generator should be pushing over. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Senior Field Gen, and there we go, put you in front. Same thing with these two. Oh, did we bust through? Yeah, we busted through. Oh dear. It happened. We did the big bust through. So, and we're still good on, so we're able to bust through, no problems. But I do want the egg wave for the final one, just to get through all of that AC. Quite well. We'll handle that. I guess I'll just kind of handle that area. But with us busting through, that also gives us new land to deploy on. Just straight up in their base, taking their things. And that's really what you want to see. Doesn't matter now. The field gen has pushed all the AC back too. I forgot that the field gen works that. Look at how effective that is. They're just not in AC at all because these two field gens. Now, unfortunately, these field gens are also preventing this creep from sort of coming in as well as I would like. So, you know what? We've busted through. I think we're good. I think we'll handle it there. And yeah, just keep this going. Because there's just nothing that they can do. Our generation is still pretty good. Our eggs have reached the 500 mark, so let's just pop a couple more. You know, just something like that. Like, how does that amount of land? It barely makes a blip. It barely makes a freaking blip. Big fan of eggs, though. Big fan of eggs. And we're going to do this one a lot nicer with our emission. We should have room in front. Should have room in front. A little bit further back is fine. That will do. And we'll have two at the very end. So, again, we're going to do the same with our Crimsons. God, their generation is not so good. I would say, for this map, if these back miners were set to earn want, that would be viable, where just these 8 got urns at the end, because there's definitely 8 urns flying around, and you can see them on the map there. So, definitely viable, but, you know, not super cash. It doesn't matter what they do. I think we're getting to the point. The shields should be approaching nearly 50% or so. So I think it's time to finally do the pop. Let's actually mesh up a wee little bit. Do that just so it fills in. Mesh up, and again, just so it fills in. Hopefully this will get the mesh from the eggs all the way up, so it fills in. And yeah, egg gen, you right here. Let's pop them all. Let's go. I didn't actually check. It was like 800 and some to 1.36 million. We went to 21.2 on the list. Yeah, we have some creep. Look at that. I should have put field gens back here to push forward. I don't even care. Let's check the far back. Yeah, we have that. Hopefully entering the mesh. But again, just so much creep from those eggs. Hopefully, once these shields start to drop, and it looks like they are literally dropping now, and our wave is steadily approaching. I can free fly, yes. Oh, look at that. It's very, very pretty. There we go. We have the entirety of the map. All the spores coming in. Just an infinite amount of creep. They are cutting down the creep now because our emitters are essentially doing nothing. Actually, think about it. Our emitters are doing nothing. So let's change them. Let's change them out. They literally can't. There's some eggs there. But they literally can't do anything anymore. The emitters just will no longer work. We can use any. What are we gonna do? I mean, launchers won't even spool up in time. I think we're fine. I guess I'll just toss down all the crimson emitters, just so it's fine. But I think we got it. So again, this is the first way to play, and we have another way to go. So this is ramping it up. And oh jeez, look at that monster crimson wave, and I love seeing it just convert, right? Just the blue, purple, you know, it's definitely blue, to this nice pink, magenta, crimson, and there's the rocket. Big shame, that's the map, and yeah, let's do it another way though. I think it's gonna be fun. I hope, fingers crossed. Oh no, the crimson right now. Yeah, re-crimsonify. Gorgeous. We have. Oh, oddly enough, destroying everything counts, even though we didn't destroy the Rift Lab. Quite interesting indeed. Still want to destroy the Rift Lab because, you know, it's there. You can do a Rift Lab. Get out of here. You're almost there. You're at 1, and you're done. There we go. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this has been the first go of Impact 1. Now, you know, not the best of times. I mean, definitely could have gone faster and things like that. But let's go for the fun way. This is the way that I would really like to do it. So let's keep playing. Let's restart. And now, what is the fun way? I'm sure you probably either know or have guessed or are not sure. We shall see. But let's see what we have here. I mean, we do have our weapons. We do have everything here. And then, yes, we have boosts. We have boosts. Not we're getting boosts. We have boosts. So, for instance, if we wanted to, we could just place down boosts by these. Now, these don't turn on for a while. They will get nullified, but we can boost them early if we want. You know, we can just be like, yeah, let's just start boosting them up. Might as well. Same thing back here, right? We can really line up our boosts and just say, let's get a bunch of creep. Might as well. Can't hurt. I'll be a big fan of that. And you know what? Let's get some spores. You know, let's get quite a few spores even. And we're gonna start with something like this, just before we even hit play. And what's funny is it's 2 minutes until we get a boost. Now, at 1 minute, we have 0 boosts. From 0 seconds to a minute, we have unlimited boosts. So, yeah, we're gonna have some spores, I think, on this map, right? Right now, we're already up to over 1,000, and we're up to 41 spores. 41 spores, and this is just gonna be our life for a minute. You know, let's just see what we can do. I wish I had an auto clicker. It would be kind of nice. But you know what? I don't want to I don't want my computer to explode. I will say, I don't want my computer to outright explode. So what are we up to? 173. Not quite enough. Not quite enough, I think. Now, from what we know, it's what? It's like 2 minutes? Because one thing to note is it does lessen the time frame. But I think if it gets too low, it might reset, or does it hit a cap when it hits too low? This I don't know. I'm sure someone who is a map maker may know. If you overboost something with a reduction, can you overboost it to essentially negative to have it reset, or does it? Let's get to 300. Beautiful, 300. So now we have 300, and look, we have 0 boosts. We can't boost anything because we get a boost every minute. That's how it works. Very clearly. So we can do whatever we want at this point. Honestly, sadly, what kind of sucks is by boosting this up so much, it's not actually the best, because it's going to keep most of the creep in the back. Kind of sucks a little bit. With that in mind, one big thing that we are going to do is just, you know what, big mesh, it's fine. We're just going to mesh up the back, as we do, mesh up to the corner, mesh up to that corner, and just move our mesh forward. We're just gonna have the big trail. You know what, we'll make this a little nubbin. We'll make this a little nubbin. No particular reason. Just figure that works for me. And yeah, let's just see what happens. This will fill up this mesh, hopefully allowing it to just get to the front lines as fast as possible. But we have a pretty monstrous wave. That, you know what, we're just going to toss down some crimson here. That way it'll pass through all this crimson, turn into crimson for there. It'll be pretty good. Should be turning on ×2. That was my fault. Unfortunately, my computer can't handle much faster than that with all of this creep pouring out. It definitely takes a performance hit. So that is something. But let's see what happens. Now, with 300 spores, what's gonna happen? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm very intrigued. I've not had 300 spores before. Again, I literally just played with it for 2 minutes inside. I was like, oh, infinite boosts. There we go. Let's move to the video. That's pretty much how it happened. So we'll take this out. We'll get some more power, get some more crimson, because emitters are going to be basically useless on the map. Because look at that. We're already almost halfway to our cap, and there's just nothing we can do about it. So we will need this mesh to funnel everything. Field gens just to push up, but we have so much creep that it's gonna level out. It's gonna take over the map. The creep alone will take over the map. Now that being said, clearly we want more than just the creep to take over the map. We want the good air defenses to take over the map. Thankfully, we took 2 more power, which means we get 2 more Crimsonators for this. And what are we at? We are at 8 seconds until launch. Oh my. What's going to happen? Let's see what the launch time is after it launches too. 30 seconds. Okay, so every 30 seconds, we get 300 spores. Even with their amazing 5 generation from Red On, I don't think they're gonna keep up with this. I think we have things fairly under control. You know, it's a shame. It's beautiful. Let it begin. If my computer was better, I would go for like 500 or that. But alas, it is not. Speaking of that, I am working on a new PC. It is tax time, and I do get a little bit of a return. So I am looking to put that towards a new PC. So hopefully I will be able to do this in a higher frame rate and higher speeds and things for everybody, and get a different microphone and things like that. So I am looking to just improve. Fingers crossed. Amazingly, these sides managed to survive. Ooh, we did turn on that bad boy, who's at 470. Just from our tiny bits of placement, that puppy's at 470. I mean, we could have just super upgraded that, and then did spores, and all of that creep would be pouring into that one instead. But let's, look at their final base. It's already sort of taken over. Now, sadly, not enough were launched to sort of take over their final base at once, but you know what? We're already landing some creep there. We're actually landing enough that it's starting to sort of stay a little bit longer with all of this AC. And the sky, I mean, just the wall of creep on top of the sky assault. I mean, not to mention the pyramid in their midst. So, yeah, this is a bad day for everybody involved. Thankfully, they are building quick. Not thankfully, they're already down to 22 generation. So, I don't think it's going to make any difference whatsoever. But let's see, because if they can get some of these cannons up, it can keep their main base alive. That's the key. I mean, we need to destroy their main base, right? So it's been 6 minutes. We definitely saw times faster than 6 minutes. I'm guessing they probably launched a lot more scores than me. But, you know, this works for me. I mean, look at it go. It's even still going to the sides. And we have 7 power, you know? Is it finally sticking? It's still able to keep it off their base completely. It's getting like the edges, but there's still enough AC. Although I think that's changing right now. I think that's it. I think that's all they have. And yeah, the base is fully taken. Oh dear. Oh my. So yeah, this has been a little bit of an aerial assault. And yeah, you know, spores are pretty powerful when used like this. It's a little overpowered. There we go. There is the base. We will finalize that. So let's just look over our destruction. How is our mesh doing, by the way? Our mesh looks fine. Just top it off. Thank you, mesh. You've done it. We have survived the day. And yeah. This has been Impact 1. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, good stuff. Apparently they're still using 1 energy somewhere, which I don't understand, with a deficit of minus 5.5. I don't do that. But you know what? Hey, it's not me to question. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you next time. And yeah, this is the final times. With 300, we got it in 646. See if your computer can handle better. You know, maybe go for 500, go for 700, go for 1,000. You know, completely hit everything on the map and see how that goes. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. But I'll catch you next time. Take care and have a wonderful day.